Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the 5.3 patch notes. For those that don't know, the 5.3 patch notes were confirmed about 2 weeks ago to be a Path of Champions only update, specifically a quality of life improvement patch, which is nice to have, even though you don't play the game mode. Those that do like stuff like this. It's the same as like PvP. We had one many months ago. We had a quality of life one that happened. They're just small things. They're not like impactful, but it's lots of small changes that add up to be very. It just helps the enjoyment of the game mode. So yeah, we'll go straight into it. I've made all of these graphics as part of the Runeterra report. So two things: follow the Runeterra report, which is at LOR report on Twitter. I'm classed as part of the press, so I get early access to these. They're just embargoed, and then I can make these lovely images for you guys and keep you guys up to date on what is going on with this game. But yeah, so I'm not going in surprised because I already know which all of these are. So yeah, we'll just go straight into it. So the first one is that Revive is going from 50% heal to 100% heal. This is just like a generic, this is good. This is maybe when you're going around the routes in Path now, that you might want to pick up a Revive, knowing that you're going to get the full heal now. I've never personally thought of doing it, but maybe on the harder ones like Lysandra, we want to pick that. Pretty easy. The Wild Fragment cap has gone from 50 to 200. So I think this is for the 6-star champions, because they obviously got to cost more to keep going when we get these constellation mode in Path of Champions. I don't know when that's releasing, but we'll find out probably relatively soon, I would hope, because people keep asking. So maybe Riot will give us like, hey, it's going to be in 2 months, it's going to be in 3 months. We just know it's in the works, so yeah. But this is really good for people that are hoarding the wild fragments to get the newer champions. So yeah, this should be nice and easy for them to do this now. The Victory daily quest is increasing by 25%. So 4 to 5 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you say 25%, it sounds a little bit better. So yeah, it's not by much, but it's still an increase, which is very good. This is the one complaint I have for Path of Champions, that the progression seems very slow, so I'm all for this. And then monthly challenge rewards, Cosmic Pearls is changing to Cosmic Blessings. I didn't use any of these. I've not really gone into the monthly challenges, so for me, I'm not quite sure how this impacts people, but from what I understand, the Cosmic Pearls were giving you 10 times XP when you like beat a 3-star champion, I think it is. You also get 1 starting mana. Basically, it's just a way that you can farm XP for a certain champion, and they're changing it to the 5s. So instead of 10 times, it's going to 5 times. So we'll see how that people pick this up, but I'm not that disheartened from that change, because I've not really used it, so we'll see. So going on to specific ones, we have Bard with Cosmic Presence, and the thing that's changing here is when you draw a card with a chime on it, plant a chime is going to plant 2 chimes. I played Bard very long time ago in Path, like I'll talk about 2 years ago when I tried it out for the first time, and I dropped the game mode just because I didn't enjoy it. That was the last time I played Bard, so maybe I go back and play Bard, and because this is powerful. This is like it's a 100% increase on the amount of chimes that you're planting, so it's pretty good. We're swapping out then the Balladeers for Banana Blaster at champion level 9. I think my Bard is at level 8, so if I play like 1 game of him, we can get Banana Blaster in. And Banana Blaster is a lot better than a Balladeer, so good change. I like this. The champion Bard spell is going from summoning a unit at fast speed to dealing an extra damage. So this is what the charging sigil does. It increased damage by 1. So it deals 3 to an enemy and stun. Honestly, pretty decent change. Yeah, I just think that fast summoning a unit is not as good as burst summoning a unit. And at fast, you might as well just like play a unit. So yeah, I definitely think this is an improvement here. Evelyn is going from when you're level 18 you know your Warden's Prey doesn't gain the Shadow Totem anymore. Vora gets Hearty Rations, which is the regen card, I believe. I'm not too sure about this one. It doesn't sound great. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never played Evelyn, but yeah. I don't think this one's great, personally. But clearly there's a reason behind it, so we'll see what that does. Gnar is going from create a Wallop in hand to create a 2-cost Wallop in hand. So it's 1 mana cheaper each turn. It seems okay. I guess it can help against the big boards. Like, for example, if you're going against Draven for, like, the lower level ones, you can, like, stun Draven in the late game for 1 mana less per turn, because he becomes an issue. Irelia for, like, Blade Dance when you're going against Aurelion Soul. Overwhelm units, you can stun them. So there's a couple of good targets here. Wallop is a very strong card. So, yeah, I definitely think this is a good change. So, yeah, this seems pretty good. And then Heroic Refrain, level 21, Gnar is going to go from Heroic Refrain to get Grifter's Deck to his Primal Strength, getting Paramantic Wake, which does 3 to the enemy Nexus, which I think is a decent change. Heroic Refrain's a very strong card, but if you don't have any units and you keep shuffling them in, yeah, you're going to struggle to actually cast it. But yeah, good change here. Okay, this one I saw, and I thought it was going to be this before I even looked at it. Like, I didn't know what Stopwatch was, and I was like, okay, there's only one thing you can change here. And I was right. So second skin is becoming fast speed. Sorry, not fast speed, burst speed with this. At level 4, so very early on. Kai'Sa with focus speed second skin was maybe one of the most broken things that this game has ever done. Like, it was stupidly broken. That was at focus speed. This is at burst speed. So you could, in theory, summon a unit and then choose that keyword after the attack commit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Very good. Very strong. Kayn is going from each game, the first time an ally kills an enemy and survives, create the equipment. And it's just game start. So you get an equipment straight off the bat, and it costs you less. Very good. Very, very powerful. Zeal is being taken away from the Lodestone, and so this is quick attack, and we're putting on Challenger. This works well. We do see later on that we get the Fanatic here, the Shadowblade Fanatic later on, which I think it works better with. Because then you can use your quick attack to challenge a unit, get a positive trade, you kill them and stay alive. So yeah, overall, I think this is good for later on. Early on, maybe not so much. Because you one of the things that I realized, I think they have the 2-mana lifesteal unit, and with quick attack it's very strong. With Challenger, not so much. So swings and roundabouts. Later on in the champion level though, you're pretty good. His level 6 is a Wounded White Flame gains the Challenger, and instead they're going to make Furious Wielder cost 1 less, which honestly I think is just better. Like the strike card being cheaper, very good for Kayn. You can do some cheesy stuff where you can block and strike, kill a unit, then you recall yourself. Yep, lots of good stuff here. And then, as I said, we are replacing the White Flame later on with the Shadowblade Fanatic, which I think is just better if you're doing the Challenger with the Cutlass. So, very good. Next one is Lee Sin. His Gruesome Theatre, which is a recall with a condition, gains the Mighty Mustache, which is a Summonade Mighty Pearl, I think, which is at fast speed again. Bad, not very good. And it's just being replaced at level 12 with Unworthy Soul, which is just better. This is just hey, you can recall anything. Unit, landmark, if it has an attachment, destroy it. It can be... It's 1 mana more if you meet the condition, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. And then, same here, Grifter's Deck, Concussive Palm is going to Hextech Fabricator, which is give the strongest ally a common item, I think. The strongest ally common, yeah, I think it is. It's okay. I don't think... It's a bit difficult to do this one. I've not played Lee in Path yet, but I would say overall it's better just because I don't think this item, is the best. Okay, here we go. I played Nasus. I don't know if I did a video on YouTube for this, but I've been playing Nasus for my Shurima champion, and he's changing his level 2 from round start to grant the strongest enemy -1 to just enemies have -1 in general. So this is really good against opponents that have really wide boards, but if they have a one unit that gets big, it's a little bit worse into that. But I do think this is a buff in general, because it means that Nasus is a very slow deck. That's what I realise, is you struggle in the early game, and then you have to like hope to God that you can like get lifesteal or something to survive. So this is just really good into early game. Also means that you can trade units more efficiently, like more units efficiently to get your slays up, which is then moves on to the next one, which is instead of Marauder being a 4-2, Marauder is going to be a 3-3, which means you can look for those trades. You can look to keep this alive and trade off with multiple units rather than trading off with one, which is a very good change. I like this. Neela is going from when you create a copy of the first card you discarded each round. It's just every single time you discard a card, create a copy of it in your deck, and then draw one fleet and get next round start. So you can just spam your slipstreams, and it doesn't matter because all cards will end up back in your hand eventually. And then they're also changing at Neela's champion level 18. The Buru Lookout is, instead of gaining Entrancing Lore, we are going to gain an Ancient Coin. So instead of Strike Draw 1, it is going to be a 4 cost, which I just think is generally better. And then the last one, this is the last champion change, is Sweet Solitude 1 and 2. The only difference between 1 and 2 is you get this extra bit of text, which is the first time you forge each round, forge again. But the change for the patch is, instead of summoning an Orn's Forge, which is a 3-mana landmark, which then creates a 1-mana time and dedication each turn, we are now just round start to create a 0-cost fleeting time and dedication in hand, which is infinitely better. You get the same card, it is 1 mana cheaper, and it doesn't take up a board space. I heard a lot of people say that Ornn is very bad, and I think this could actually be the change that makes him enjoyable, because this makes me want to play him. This seems like really, really fun. But this is his 3-star, and this is his 1-star. And then, yeah, we go back to Bard. So there was only 2 more things that we really just need to talk about. So if I head over to the Reddit, so Reddit was where it got posted today. There's a couple of things. There's 2 things here. So early loss powers is the early loss power now only triggers when losing an adventure without winning 1 encounter. It was previously 2. And early loss powers are now a selection of random common powers and allow for re-rolling your options instead of the 3 fixed ones, which was like gain extra mana for the first turn for 3 games, draw 2, and there was something else. So that was done. And then the other things, there was 2 things, is competitive queues have been extended by an extra month, which is because they changed the schedule, and was like, hey, we've just letting you know that we changed the schedule. The patch for rotation and the expansion will come in an extra month than you think it's going to be. So they've just extended the Eternal queues until then, which is it was expected, to be fair. But the main one here is that the event pass for the next expansion will not take place. We won't have one, basically, but they're looking at getting it back for future ones. So they've basically said, look, you're not getting one for this one, but for future expansions, we should have something in place by then. But they do say that in the meantime, you'll have a unique quest chain that players can complete for cosmetic rewards, which makes me think, because cosmetic rewards, is it going to be a skin? And if it is, are they giving it away for free with the unique quest chain? I don't know how this works, but basically the cosmetics that we could have got with the event pass, usually, they're just going to be in quest form rather than the actual event pass. So we're still getting an event pass, it's just not in the event pass tab, it's just going to be in the quests. So it's like, nothing's really changed apart from you don't actually have an event pass, you just have a quest. So honestly, it's not that deep. I have spoke to one of the devs. Like I say, I have press access, so I can ask them questions. I do think that they know what they're doing, and I was the one that... So they told me this, and I was like, hey, you guys should probably tell people so that they know, so that they don't get surprised. So I'm glad they've done this. I'm glad they've come up out front and said, look, we're working on it. Don't be surprised when you don't see one. Because now people aren't going to be like, they Doom post now rather than Doom post at the expansion. Which, you know, Doom posters are going to Doom post. But yeah, probably what I'm going to do is when this patch comes out, so I'm recording this on Tuesday evening. When this patch comes out, tomorrow, on Wednesday evening, I'm going to play Nasus, because I really want to try out his new kit with the. So here's the patch notes on here. So this is what we're. I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a game of Nasus, just see what it feels like. And that will be my Thursday video, and then yeah, we'll just go from there. So you can look forward to that video tomorrow for those that enjoy Path of Champions. And then I have a very, very fun deck for the people that like PvP afterwards. I'll give you like a little bit of context for the video. I ran into someone in ladder playing a deck, and I was like, it's kind of cool. I'm going to give it a go. It's a combo deck, but you need like 6 cards for the combo to go off. And if you do, it's a fun deck, but it's a 6-card combo, so it's very bad. So yeah, no, we'll give it a go. Well, I gave it a go, and the video has kind of turned into, can we win with this deck? Because, like I said, it's a 6-card combo, so it's not easy to pull off. So yeah, the video is just going to be me trying to get a win with this deck. It's an interesting deck, and you'll be surprised how close we get on many different games. So you'll see the adventure that we go on there. So those that like Path, you've got a video tomorrow, and for those that like PvP wacky games, I've got you covered. Do not worry. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And yes, thanks again for 1,000 subscribers. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.